So that's why inspections are important. It's not a rag on him because I've also looked at properties where, like, my usual when I don't do an inspection is when I buy a property where it needs just about everything, and I mean, it's like, you know, like what, I mean, I don't need to know what needs to be done. Everything needs to be done. Like, we're already doing it, right? It's one that like looks like everything's fine and I'm taking a skinnier deal because it looks perfect, where a big surprise would like throw the whole thing, you know, into where maybe losing money. That's where I'd probably lean more towards inspection, unless there's just something I'm scared of or that looks sketchy to me and I want to have it looked at. But, you know, again, that's just one of those things, and it got much worse because of the lag time from the contract to the close. Yeah. They could have still obviously had that inspection prior to closing, another walkthrough and inspection, but again, neither here nor there. They're still going to be just fine, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but they'll be just fine. He's not going to miss a Mach-E payment, I promise. Okay.
When we first started, I mean, we took inspections on everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'd say now we're too lackadaisical, and we'll, you know,
little reminders, right? They'll tighten that up, so, right? Yeah. It's a learning lesson. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, and so even on your first, you know, few deals, you got to run your numbers tight. You got to know everything is on point, because again, you're also trying, if you're using private money, you're also trying to build trust and credibility, right, with your private money lenders. And if you have to go back to them for more money, or the just deal, you tell them we're going to make 40, 50,000 and you make 10, like you're just really going to burn bridges. Yeah. And so all of that plays together why your numbers early on are so important. As you build relationships and you've made a guy or gal who's been a private money, you've made them a few $100,000 in the last few years, you know, doing, you know, equity splits with them. If you got one that ends up being a bomb, they're not going to write you up. They're pumped. They're happy about the relationship. But if it's the first deal and you don't have a lot of private money, you could burn a bridge you really needed, right? So that's why early on, it should be always, but we always, you know, we can get a little lazy sometimes, but early on specifically, numbers are major.